I know that there's a lot of pink happening right now. We'll get through this as a family. Okay, so I'm not entirely sure if you can think of what I'm gonna be talking about based off of the topic of this video, because I've tried really hard to kind of see if anyone else has talked about what I'm talking about in this kind of capacity. Okay, so like us as humans, we're not very smart people, and a lot of us, we do things just for the sake of doing them. There are gestures of mostly courtesy that we do to each other sometimes that actually don't mean anything, that just as a neurotic, introverted person, I think I have a tendency of noticing. I've definitely noticed these things for a pretty long time, like ever since I was growing up. I think one of the best examples that I have, and that's first on this list, is touching the door when someone's holding it for you. You've seen this before, right? Like, this isn't just me. I enjoy holding doors for people. I enjoy being nice and courteous and letting people know that I see them and that I acknowledge them and that I want to try to make their lives easier just a little bit. And you will see people walk by, not acknowledge you, but they'll like tap the door as they walk by. What? Okay, I'm not a people person. I'm an introvert, but like, it kind of says to me that you think that by touching the door, you are still showing a modicum of effort. You're kind of telling yourself that you're exerting the same effort that you would if you just opened the door yourself. And so this means that you don't really have to acknowledge the fact that I'm holding the door open for you. I've never done this before, but I've always been tempted to be like, you're welcome. When people hold the door for you, don't touch or tap the door and like walk past them. Say thank you. Do something to acknowledge their existence. I have very strong feelings about this apparently that I didn't know that I had. So the second one that I have on my list is this. Look at this EOS that I have. This was unplanned, I promise. I'm curious to know, if I do this, what does this prompt you to do? Does it prompt you to also find a way to moisturize your lips too? Because that's how it always been for me, and that I see other people doing it too. When you're hanging out with somebody who has chapstick, or you see someone who has chapstick on them and is using it on their lips, at least for me, it always makes me think like, oh, I should moisturize my lips too, but I don't have any chapstick. Because I usually don't bring my chapstick with me because I'm dumb and I forget sometimes. I often see me and also sometimes other people like just licking their lips as kind of like a proxy of having chapstick. I think another example that I have that isn't on this list that I'll just connect to this number two is, I remember back when I worked at BuzzFeed, there were a few people who, after lunch, they immediately started brushing their teeth. I usually just brush my teeth at night, and sometimes in the morning, I usually forget. I'm an awful person. I'm sorry, dentist. And like, when you walk past them, you kind of feel like you should be doing that too, kind of, even though you don't really want to. And so like, you'll kind of like suck your teeth, again, as like this weird substitute for bringing a toothbrush and your toothpaste to clean your teeth after you eat lunch. Another example that I have, so oftentimes when I see a person who is a lot older, you know, like in their 60s, 70s, 80s, you know, like really hunched over, you know, like really, really hunched over, it prompts me to like stand up straight more. Because ever since I was little, my mom told me if I keep slouching, then I'm gonna become a hunchback. I've never been good at like having my back straight when I sit or stand. So thank God that I do yoga, because I'd probably be a hunchback at this age. Just because I adjust my back when an old person walks by that's hunched over doesn't mean that my back isn't gonna be crappy when I'm old, right? So the fourth one that I have on this list, I apologize in advance, is a callback from the museum video that I did a while ago. It is when someone is taking a picture and you need to get through them and there's no other way to walk around them, or maybe you just don't even want to take the effort of walking around them and there is space to walk around them. You just like bend down slightly even though you're still in the fucking shot of someone's picture, because everybody's camera now can get everything and have really good wide shots now. Just stop deluding yourselves and thinking that when you bend down it fixes anything, because it doesn't. Whoever walks in front of someone taking a picture and ducks, you need to understand, and please tell those people that what they're doing does not do anything. It really just feels like you are ducking for your own comfort and to make yourself feel better, as opposed to it actually being a courtesy to the people taking the picture. Because again, you're not helping, because camera is probably gonna still get you. I also noticed that people don't even bend down all the way. They'll like kind of like, what is that? That's like 20 degrees. Like I wanna see like some Kingdom Hearts dodge rolling action if you actually care about getting to where you need to go quickly, but also maintaining the picture and like not interrupting these people who are just trying to get one picture for their Instagram. Let them live. Just stop and wait for the picture to finish, because I think that actually makes everyone's lives easier. I will say though, that if you're the type of person who takes too long taking a picture, you're also part of the problem. But we'll say that for another video, won't we? Something that I really want to get your opinion on, because I'm not sure if I'm just being, you know, a neurotic asshole by thinking this, but I really hate it when people like wave at me after they put me in like a really dangerous situation on the road. Traffic is probably one of the worst parts of living in LA. I remember kind of equating LA traffic to the way that New York people walk. Everyone just feels like, you know, their lives are the most important. They're the ones that actually have to be where they need to go faster than everyone else does. A prime example is like, you know, I'm trying to make a left turn. It's an unprotected left because it's LA. Like, and even when the light hits red, a car will like speed past me and make me wait a little bit longer to like make that left turn. And like, it pisses me off not just because I have to wait a little bit longer, but also the fact that like you broke the law, technically. Like what, you just had to get to the next red light faster? Because I'm pretty sure that we're on local because no one goes on the freeways because they're always awful. It's tough because I understand that there's not much else that you can do while we're both in our cars. Like, you can't do more to like fix the problem that you caused. It makes me upset as a neurotic person, the fact that you not only wasted my time a little bit more because you had to not slow down when you saw the yellow light, which signifies that you're supposed to slow the fuck down. But it's like when you wave at me, for me, it's like, I would rather you just not acknowledge me because it's funny because I know that for the door situation, I want you to acknowledge me, but for this situation, I would rather have you not acknowledge me because then I can just tell myself if I'm in a good mood that you probably just didn't see me, that you actually are in a rush to be somewhere important. First world problems, am I right? Yeah, so with all of these things in mind, what do you call these things? Because I'm not sure what to call them besides pointless gestures of politeness or etiquette. Do you have any other things that are under this category of like pointless things that you do just to make yourself feel better? Because in an ideal world, I would like to just create a spreadsheet of this to share with the world so that we can just stop deluding ourselves because we do that enough. Cool, that's all I have. Thank you for listening to me and indulging me in my rant, my declaration of outrage. I don't call it a rant because I think it's pretty justified. As always, please know that this whole channel would not be possible without the loving support of my patrons on Patreon. If you enjoy the work that I do, please consider becoming a patron on my Patreon so we can build this together, do the rest of all the social things, and I will see you next week, okay? Bye!